Have you ever noticed that every time Konami releases new epic cards, people only talk about the strengths? This card is broken. This card is endgame. Must spin. But here's the truth. Every single card has weaknesses. And if you don't know them before spending your coins, you're going to be disappointed. So today we're looking at the biggest weaknesses of the new Spain 2010 players. Because no matter how good they are, none of them are perfect. Let's start with big-time Andres Iniesta. On paper, he looks unbelievable. 97 ball control, 96 tight possession, 96 low pass, 94 acceleration, plus momentum dribbling and phenomenal finishing. This card is built to dominate possession and embarrass defenders. But here's his biggest weakness. He offers almost nothing defensively. With just 62 defensive awareness, 64 defensive engagement, and 61 tackling, don't expect him to win midfield battles against players like Vieira or Rijkaard. If you play Iniesta in a midfield without a proper defensive midfielder beside him, you're going to get exposed. Another weakness is his physicality. 73 physical contact isn't terrible, but against powerful midfielders, he'll struggle to protect the ball if you hold onto it for too long. He relies on quick turns and intelligent movement, not strength. Then there's his aerial ability. 55 heading and 60 jump mean he's basically invisible whenever the ball goes into the air. But honestly, that's expected. Nobody is signing Iniesta to score headers. His job is to create football, not fight in the air. Now let's move on to David Villa, and honestly, this one surprised me. At first glance, this card looks almost flawless. 99 offensive awareness, 96 finishing, 95 acceleration, 91 speed, 92 curl, plus blitz curler and attacking surge. That's an incredible combination for the current meta. His movement is going to be elite, and thanks to attacking surge, he'll make even more dangerous runs behind defenders. But even Villa has weaknesses. The biggest one is his physical presence. 76 physical contact means aggressive center backs like Desailly, Van Dijk, or Thuram can still push him off the ball. If your playstyle depends on shielding defenders before shooting, Villa probably isn't your ideal striker. His aerial game is another clear weakness. 75 heading and 74 jump mean he isn't someone you should rely on from crosses. Compare him to players like Haaland or Drogba, and there's a huge difference. Villa is a striker who wants the ball at his feet, not in the air. Another weakness people might overlook is his passing. 74 low pass and 65 lofted pass are pretty average. That means if you enjoy using your striker to constantly create chances for teammates, Villa isn't going to be as effective as someone like Kane or Messi. His job is simple: attack space, score goals, and finish chances. Don't expect him to become your playmaker. That's not what this card was designed for. Finally, let's talk about Gerard Piqué, and this is probably the easiest card to analyze. Defensively, he's absolutely ridiculous. 99 defensive awareness, 98 defensive engagement, 97 tackling, 94 physical contact, plus fortress and aerial fort. In pure defending, there are very few center backs that can compete with him. He's dominant in duels, strong in the air, and incredibly difficult to beat one-on-one. But once again, even this card has weaknesses. The biggest one is his acceleration. 76 acceleration isn't terrible, but against the fastest attackers in eFootball, you'll notice it. If someone like Mbappe, Owen, or David Villa gets in behind your defensive line, Piqué can struggle to recover because he simply doesn't explode into full speed as quickly as other elite defenders. His 85 speed helps, but acceleration is what often decides those first few meters. Another weakness is his balance. 70. Balance means if agile dribblers manage to isolate him in open space, quick changes of direction can become difficult. That's why you'll get the best out of Piqué by keeping your defensive line organized, instead of constantly dragging him out of position. His ball-playing ability is also decent rather than exceptional. 80 ball control, 80 tight possession, and 80 low pass are perfectly usable, but don't expect him to build attacks like Beckenbauer or Rijkaard. He's much more comfortable defending than carrying the ball forward, and that's really the biggest lesson here. None of these cards are bad. In fact, they're all excellent. But Konami deliberately gives every player a weakness so that no single card becomes perfect. Iniesta sacrifices defending for world-class creativity. Villa sacrifices physicality for elite movement and finishing. Piqué sacrifices mobility for incredible defensive dominance. So before you spend your coins, don't just ask yourself which card has the highest rating. Ask yourself whether that card actually fits your playstyle. Because a card's weakness might not matter at all if it doesn't affect the way you play. If you love possession football, Iniesta's defending won't bother you. If you rarely cross the ball, Villa's heading won't matter. And if you defend patiently instead of playing a high line, Piqué's acceleration becomes much less of an issue. That's why the smartest players don't chase cards because they're popular. They chase cards that fit their system. And if you understand both the strengths and the weaknesses before spinning, you'll make far better decisions with your coins than someone who only looks at the overall rating.